God Most High, possessor of heaven and earth, today I come not rushing but resting. I choose to sit down, to dwell, not in chaos but in the quiet, where Elion, the Most High God the Father, dwells above, and the shadow of Shaddai spreads beneath, where the Spirit hovers and broods like in the beginning, and Adonai, the Son, is my refuge and stronghold, the one in whom I boldly place my trust. This isn't a place you stumble into, and it's far too sacred to storm in uninvited. It's the inner court, the Holy of Holies, the chamber where glory covers like a canopy, where your presence weighs heavy with love. I come through the outer courts, bringing the weight of a broken world, confessing the stains I've picked up along the way. I come through the blood of Jesus, my only entrance, my only righteousness, into the inner courts where mercy meets me. This is the place of prayer you've prepared, the sanctuary where you stoop to meet me as I am. I recognize it now. This isn't just a hiding place. It's a holy place of refuge and renewal, a stronghold you designed for me, long before I ever came. Let me not murmur or wander, but abide beneath the hovering shadow of Shaddai, whose power no foe can withstand. I surrender here. I wait here. I bind myself in trust. This is where the reward is made manifest, because when I dwell with Elion, I am overshadowed by the cloud by day, the fire by night, the shelter that becomes my bridal chamber. Here is where I say of the Lord, you are my refuge, you are my fortress, you are my God. In you alone will I trust. I will boast boldly in Yahweh, the one who holds my now and my not yet. You are my refuge, the shelter I run to when the storm breaks suddenly. You're also my fortress, my stronghold for the long haul, where I grow, abide, and become unshakable. You are Elohim, my God, not just a name but a nature, faithful, fierce, and forever enough. I don't just believe in you, I trust you. I rest bold and secure in who you are, not who I feel, because you strengthen me to walk in a new nature, born from above, clothed in righteousness, anchored in truth. I choose to trust in you cause your timing is perfect. I choose to rest in you cause you quiet my soul as I wait patiently for you. Even when I don't see it all clearly, I refuse to lean on my own understanding. Instead, I search out your mind, your wisdom, your way. I choose to wear your armor and stand firm, not in my strength, but in your truth and authority. I choose to bring my requests known to you with gratitude. Today I trust you for today's needs and tomorrow's unfolding. You are my refuge, you are my fortress, you are my God, and I am confident in you. Surely, without question, you will deliver me, because you are the God who sees what I cannot. You preserve me from the snare of the snare, from the trap set in secret, baited by Satan, designed to make me stumble today. But you're already there, disarming it before I even step near. And you keep me also from the rushing pestilence, the long-term plagues that seek to wear me down, the slow decay, the hidden poison, the storm that brews beneath the surface of health, mind, family, and future. Whether it rushes fast or creeps slow, you are my preserver, you are my deliverer. I trust you to snap the snare and halt the plague, because you are not only my refuge and fortress, you are my rescuer. You cover me, Lord, not with armor first, but with feathers, the tender mercies of your heart, the softness of your nearness, the warmth of your care. You bring me close, before you call me strong, and under your wings, the place of atonement, where your life was exchanged for mine. There I confide. I'm not just hiding, I'm trusting. I lean into you, with my whole soul. Your faithfulness, not my striving, not my resolve, is my shield and my buckler, my large defense and my close defense. You guard me from every angle, seen and unseen. Today I do not run in panic. I rest under your wing. I trust in your heart, and I walk wrapped in mercy and covered in covenant. I will not be afraid, because he who trusts in you, Lord, is kept calm and steady, even when chaos screams and shadows move. You said, "Do not fear," and today I say yes to that word. I will not be afraid of the terror by night, those hidden attacks in the dark. When I'm unaware, unguarded, or asleep, the enemy comes to whisper in my dreams, but I dwell in your secret place, and no fear shall govern my nights. And I will not flinch at the arrow that flies by day, the unexpected strikes, the thunderbolts of bad news, the precision attacks that aim to pierce my hope. As Solomon says, no man knows the time bad things can happen, like fish caught in a net, or birds in a snare. So too come the sudden arrows of life. But you, Lord, are my watcher by night, and my defender by day. You've kept me from the grip of fear, in darkness and in daylight, in silence and in battle. I choose to trust. I choose to rest. I will not be afraid. I will not fear. Not because danger isn't real, but because you are. I will not be shaken because of the pestilence that creeps in silence, that walks in the shadows, that spreads in darkness while eyes are closed. You are my filter in the unseen, my defender from the silent sickness that tries to slip past discernment. Nor will I fear the ruin that rises at midday, the sudden collapse, the loud destruction, the visible wave of loss that swells under the sun for all to see. Because you are my shade at my right hand. You stand between me and what comes to waste. You preserve my soul in secret nights and in the spotlight of noon. Your presence is my perimeter, and because I abide in you, fear has no place, whether hidden or exposed. 1,000 may fall right beside me, entire troops collapsing like dust, and millions more at my right hand, my strong side, where I fight, where I once trusted in my own strength. But still, none shall come near me, because I dwell in you, my fortress, my hiding place, my covenant covering. Let the adversaries surround. Myriads of them will fall before they even get close. They drop before contact, defeated before confrontation. Because you, Lord, are my perimeter, and your word is my shield. This is not luck. This is not distance. This is deliverance. You preserve me. When multitudes are shaken, you shelter me. When crowds are scattered, so I stand in confidence, surrounded but untouched. I won't have to lift a finger. I won't have to fight in my own strength, because with my eyes only, merely by looking, I will see the justice of my God. You let me stand as a spectator, safe in the secret place, while the wicked reap what they've sown. I will regard with clarity and even joy the retribution you bring upon those who chose darkness, who dealt in destruction. I won't be blinded by bitterness. I won't be tempted to repay evil for evil, because my eyes will see both the salvation of the righteous and the reward of the wicked. You repay justly, Lord. You bring vengeance in purity, not pettiness, and I will watch with awe, with holy reverence, as you bring everything into the light. All of this covering, this peace, this rescue and preservation, is because I've chosen you, Yahweh, to be my refuge. I've considered, I've appointed, I've named you my hiding place, not as a temporary escape, but as my dwelling, my tabernacle, my daily address. You are my refuge, the safe place I run when the battle breaks. But more than that, you are my habitation, my asylum, my settled, sacred home. You are El Elyon, the Most High. There's no better shelter, because there's no one higher. I've made your presence my dwelling place, not just my deeder. And because of this, everything that follows flows from the choice I made to stay close, remain low, and live hidden in you. No evil near my tent, because I dwell in you, because I've made the Most High my home. No evil shall approach me, not even the shadow of it will be allowed to cross the threshold. Not one blow, not one affliction, not one disaster will come near the tent of my tabernacle. My dwelling is marked by covenant, sealed in blood, guarded by angels, sheltered by your presence. Even if the world is caught like fish in a net, like birds in a snare, I remain hidden in the tent you pitched for me. Evil may wander, plagues may rage, but they pass by my dwelling, because you, O Lord, are the keeper of my door, and the light within my lamp. Not by might, not by merit, but by mercy. No harm will come near my tent. You've commanded it, Lord. You've given charge to your angels on my behalf. They are not passive watchers. They are active keepers, assigned to hedge me in on every side of the derrick, the path, the course, the means and mode by which I walk out life on this earth. When I'm about to stray, they pull me back. When I hesitate in fear, they move ahead. When I run in faith, they keep pace. You've ordered angels to keep me, not in my own plans, but in all your ways, your derrick, your design, your divine strategy for my journey. And yes, my flesh will stumble, because it sees the cross as a stone too heavy, and my faith life may offend the logic of my natural mind. But your word made flesh is both my rock and my resurrection. I'm not walking this path alone. I'm not guessing in the dark. I'm kept, I'm covered, I'm carried, and every step I take is watched over by wings sent from heaven to fulfill your decree. Your angels, Lord, they don't just walk beside me, they carry me. They lift me up in the palm of their hands, in the strength of their delegated power, lest even my foot should hit the stone of stumbling. Because you know me, you know how easily my flesh can trip over faith, how what you've called holy can feel offensive to the carnal mind. But still, you lift me before I fall, before I wander, before I make peace with temptation or flirt with evil. You send heaven's strength to lift me out. You deliver me from the traps I don't see and the choices I barely resist, because you are faithful, not just to save, but to preserve. So I pray like you taught me, Jesus, lead me not into temptation, but deliver me from evil. Lift me, Lord, lest I stumble where you've called me to walk. Carry me when I forget who I am, and guard my steps until they are rooted in your ways. You don't just shield me, you send me with strength. You've anointed my feet to tread upon the lion and the adder, to walk in holy boldness against the fiercest attacks of the enemy. I'm no longer passive. I'm no longer prey. You've given me the authority to crush what once crushed me, even the young lion, swift, fierce, and arrogant, roaring alongside older beasts, will be trampled under my feet. And the serpent, ancient and cunning, shall writhe beneath the weight of your spirit in me. You, Jesus, gave me authority to trample on snakes and scorpions, and to overcome all the power of the enemy. This is my inheritance, not because of who I am, but because of who lives in me. So today I rise, not just as one who survives, but as one who subdues. I do not fear the serpent's hiss, or the lion's roar. I walk in dominion, carried by your name, armed with your word, and planted on the rock. You speak now, Lord, and you speak because you've seen my heart, because I've set my love on you, not casually but completely. You promise to deliver me, because I have clung to you, with surrender, with joy, like a child to a father, like a bride to her beloved. You reach down with power and lift me out. You said, I will set him on high, not because of merit, but because I've known your name, your character, your covenant authority, your covering in atonement, an invitation into new nature. This is not religion. This is relationship. This is not climbing. This is clinging. Because I've known who you are and asked in line with your will. You raise me up, higher and higher, into places of trust, influence, revelation, and rest. The privilege of surrendered love is not just to be delivered, but to be delighted in by God. I call to you, Father, not as a stranger, but as a son who knows your name. You don't just hear me, you pay attention. You incline your ear, because you recognize surrender. You respond, because you see your nature reflected in me. This is the privilege of the fully surrendered, not just to pray, but to be answered, with your presence, your nearness, your voice, and even in trouble. You don't stay distant. You say, I am with him in trouble. When I suffer, you suffer. You don't just let me endure. You enter in. The cross wasn't just for me, it was with me. And like Christ, you promise not just deliverance, but honor. Honor that comes on the other side of the cross. Glory that follows obedience. Exaltation that follows endurance. You won't leave me in the middle of the fire. You'll pull me out, and you'll crown me with glory that only comes from calling on your name. You don't just deliver me, you fill me. You satisfy me with long life, not just in time, but in depth, richness, and legacy. Days that are full of purpose, overflowing with forbearance, and rooted in eternity. You give me life that stretches beyond time, because I walk in the life of the one who conquered death. And you don't just let me live, you let me see. You show me your Yeshua, your salvation, your victory, your prosperity, your healing, your Son. You unveil it before my very eyes, the fullness of what you paid for. I don't just survive, I thrive. I don't just breathe, I live, because you are the source of my life, the satisfaction of my soul, and the vision that carries me forward. You crown my days with joy. You anchor my years in peace, and you lead me all the way into the revelation of your salvation.